So you're trying to make your webcam look a little better because you're teleconferencing on Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, House Party, whatever it is, this will work. You just need to firstly download an app from the App Store called Manual Camera Webcam Edition. And what this allows you to do is override all the automatic settings from your camera, which, automatic's good when you're in a rush, but if you have like a few seconds just to set them yourself, it looks way better and you can make all the decisions on what your picture looks like rather than just leaving it to the chance of the automatic system that, may or may not be right. Sometimes it tries to expose for the background and then all of a sudden you're a shadow or everything's too dark, or what it'll do sometimes is change the whole color of the room because the white balance is off. So it ends up looking pretty shitty. And, if you're on a laptop, you're changing places all the time. So you're going to need, to customize the settings for depending on where you are. And you can really easily make it look really good if you just have a few seconds. So once you've downloaded the app, you actually get this window right here. And that's where all the settings are. All the settings are different depending on which webcam you have. But for this one, I've got a few. The main setting that I use actually is called gain. And gain is just a way of increasing or decreasing the signal from the webcam. If I turn it down, you can see what I mean. So it does darken things, or you can brighten things up like that. And it's there is a brightness control above that, and I'll show you why I like this one better. Brightness just brightens everything across the board. So, it does have a different kind of a look, but I prefer the gain. But you can mix and match whatever you think looks good. Contrast here, if you want to make things look a little more dramatic, or if you want to soften the image up, you can do that. Down at the bottom, this one's important, white balance. It's basically the camera's way of deciding what color of light is around you, because I know outdoor light is blue and indoor light is generally yellow and orange. So you can change the white balance to compensate for that. So if you're inside or outside, this will help you match the lighting so you just look more natural in the shot. Or you can use it for dramatic effect and then look really blue or very orange. Whatever, it's up to you. But anyway, through these settings, you can see that there's a lot you can do. I will mention exposure time because this one is probably one of the first ones you'd think to go to. Exposure time actually changes the amount of time that the camera is taking light in. But on the opposite effect of that is it makes you look a little bit ghosty because it's taking a long exposure. So I actually try and keep that one pretty low. And then that way you actually can see yourself moving around on the screen. Another one here, focus. Sometimes the webcam you get on it and it looks like this. So you can actually set the focus to where you are in focus, and it doesn't matter, what's moving around you. It's not going to start focusing on random objects. It's just going to stay where you set the focus no matter what, which is really handy. Up here you have different exposure modes. I just keep this at manual because that way I have control over everything. As soon as you go to auto, it's going to decide everything for you, and it could change. So if something bright comes in the room, all of a sudden it's going to darken the image, things like that. So that's pretty much it. You can play around with a lot of these other controls too. If you are in a big room or you have a really wide angle lens, you can zoom in with this, and then depending on what you want to do, you can just set exactly where you want the image to be zoomed into. So if you just want to crop things out, that gives you that option there. Anyway, hope this helped, and hope your teleconferencing looks a little bit nicer after this. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Enjoy.